I start out by installing this cheap PVC test plug that I bought at Menards. And that'll keep debris and paint and everything else out of the tank. Then I go ahead and remove the gauge bezel. And then I'm going to scuff the whole tank up with this green Scotch-Brite pad, because I'm going to use an aircraft stripper, a chemical paint stripper, and the Scotch-Brite will allow this stuff to really eat into the paint and take it off faster and more effectively. I'm just applying the stripper with a cheap chip brush. And you can see the chemical stripper lifting the paint. You can see the affected area spreading here in real time. And I end up having to apply it a couple of times, and then I actually have to help the stickers off a little with a metal scraper. After I rinse the tank off, I put it in the blast cabinet. And we're just going to blast the whole tank to give the powder coat a uniform etched surface to bite into for mechanical adhesion. Then I go ahead and apply a flat black powder coat. This is just cheap stuff from Harbor Freight. And the front fender gets the same treatment. And I'm going to wet sand the tank and the fender with 600 grit wet sandpaper, because I'm going to apply the paint right on top of this powder coating. Then I put the fender in the fiber laser, and I'm etching a photo of Amy that I used the interwebs to turn into the Punisher. And the tank gets Arco, her one-eyed Doberman. This is a 50-watt fiber laser, just etching the photos right into the powder coat. Then it's time to get out the Cricut. I use this product called Aura Mask that I'll never use again. It was a good proof of concept, but it lifted and let paint bleed underneath. It had to be touched up, and it left adhesive behind that had to be dealt with when I pulled it off. So I'll probably look for a similar product from 3M. Then I'm just masking off Arco here with a 1/8 inch fine line masking tape, and it is 3M. I'm using the Aura Mask kind of like a Frisket film. I'm laying down this 10mm masking tape just for a spacer. Then I start laying out these stripes I cut on the Cricut that have these little paw prints in them. Spray my silver base coat. I'm spraying in the shop because I used to have a kind of makeshift paint booth, but that is where my CNC plasma table I'm building resides. I have a lot of video to edit on this, but if you're interested in this sort of thing, it will be on the channel. I'm just going to start laying out my pinstripes with this 1/8 inch fine line masking tape. And I'm covering up the paw prints with the paper tape. Just laying out the teardrop panels in the side of the tank freehand. Doubling it up. two stripes. One's going to be pink, one's going to be silver. Then Amy's nickname is Lethal, so I cut these tank graphics with the Cricut. And then I'm masking off everything that's going to be solid purple. Then I just lay this piece of lace over the tank and stretch it. I'm just stapling it right to the sawhorse with a staple gun. And then I lay down the purple candy. Then I can go ahead and unmask the center part of these letters. I'm leaving a border on the letters for a stripe accent later. Then I unmask everything that's going to be solid purple. And I must have seen something around Arco there I didn't like, because I'm remasking him now. Then I'm just covering all the lace so I can spray the solid purple. And it's still a purple candy, but there's no graphics there, just a solid color purple. Unmask the lace, unmask the paw prints, and I'm unmasking what's going to be the pink stripe so I can spray the pink candy. Now I'm unmasking the silver stripes. And right here is why I'll never use this aura mask again. It's leaving the adhesive behind right here. And I'll have to touch that up with the airbrush. Now I'm unmasking the little silver stripe around the letters. Now I've masked off Arco, and I'm using some pink and purple fade behind him with the airbrush for some backdrop on this photo. When I start to spray my clear, just a clear I bought on Amazon. It's relatively inexpensive, marketed as a high solids clear. And I can't speak to the longevity yet, but if this clear holds up, I'll throw all my other clears away and just use this. Laying down the silver base on the front fender. It gets all the same treatment that the tank got. Pinstripes. Doubling up. Covering the paw prints and then stretching the lace. Purple candy. Then unmask everything that's going to be pink. Spray the pink candy. Unmask the silver. Unmask the black. I didn't like some of the highlights that the laser put on this photo, so I'm just knocking them back with some black, the airbrush. Now I bought this paint gun from DeVilva's back in 2016 specifically for doing high solids clear, and I think it's an incredible paint gun, and I use it for everything. Now I'm just wet sanding all the clear coat with 1000 grit wet sandpaper. I'm gonna just get to buffing. And you can see here that I've got a long way to go. Look at these scratches. You just got to keep buffing until it looks like glass. And I'm only showing a couple of minutes of this here, but it literally took all day. Well, all day before I went to work. And it didn't turn out perfect, but I'd say pretty darn good. I'm proud of it. Now I can mount the fender. And the tank gets the whole same treatment. And I would say I put in 6 hours, sometimes 8 hours before work every day. I'm just going to put the gauge bezel back in, and there she is. Just set her on the frame here and see how she looks. And that's it for today, so join me next time and we'll tackle the seat.